Hey, good morning, my friends, my guys, my gals, my non-binary pals. So I am out here in in nature. Ooh, trees, nature, fun, yay! And here's Chance, being a good boy. Look at him. Hi, Chance. Hi. Over here. No. Idiot. Come here. Whatever. He's being a good boy. So, we need to talk. We need to have a conversation. And I will start by saying, yes, I did take a shower today, like I do every day, twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. No, I did not crawl out of my parents' basement. Yes, I am employed. No, I'm not married, and fuck off. I don't want to be married. I don't want to have children. And I think those are the main points of what the majority of you fuckers fucking posted about on mostly my Messenger app. Now, mind you, 99.99999% of you, no problem. I don't have a problem. You're my friends, you're my acquaintances, in some cases a coworker, high school mates, whatever, and you have different ideals, persuasions, beliefs, which is fine. You are welcome to have your own personal beliefs. You are welcome to have your own personal ideals. You are welcome to freely express these things in a manner that does not affect or stifle other people. Such as your house, a bar where you hang out with your friends, a social gathering with people, your bedroom, those types of things. But you are not allowed to take it into public and try to force it upon anyone else. That is not right. That is not freedom of speech. That is not constitutional. Your freedom to express those things is fine, but you can't force it. Like, I don't force anything upon anyone else. I don't force you to have an abortion, but I support your right to choose. I don't force you to be religious, but I support your right to be religious. I don't force you to be a certain political party, but I welcome and enthusiastically support your right to choose whichever party you want to vote for. But when those choices start affecting other people, that's not right. That's not good governance. That's not freedom. That's not liberty. That is fascism. That is dictatorship. That is... Oh, look at him. He's being such a good boy right now. Hi. Hello. Hi. Say hi. Say hi. Oh, he's my buddy. He's my buddy. I know, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. Daddy's gonna talk to some of the fascists and his friends today. And, oh yeah, the other thing. Yes, I am sober. And I have been for a while. Like, I even need to justify my personal choices or my personal life to any of you. But, yeah. But you know what? Yesterday was so bad. Yesterday was so vile. Yesterday was so disgusting, and this had this was a buildup, you know. But when I opened my Facebook Messenger thing that I haven't opened in a while, it was disgusting. You know, I don't know where people get it, but I don't have a dick up my ass. I don't have a dick in my mouth. I don't know if you noticed. Yeah, there's no dick in there, right? I don't know what it is about that. Like these conservatives who are so concerned about gender and this shit. You talk a lot about gay stuff, like a lot. So, you know, if you don't like something, why do you talk about it and think about genitals and transgender and those things so much, right? Kind of makes you think. I want to check your Google search thing, and I would like to see your phone and see if you have deleted Grindr or not, and when you go to download again, does it say reinstall? Because I can assure you that on my phone, I've never had Grindr on my phone, never had Tinder on my phone, never had any of those things on my phone, because I want to be single. I'm happy being single, you know. Again, I don't understand why I need to justify these things to you. And I just want to say that, you know, you people pushed me so hard yesterday. I got so much negative shit yesterday that I dealt with that, yeah, I bought one. Hadn't done it in a while. But fuck you. If you're going to throw everything away for a 13-time convicted felon, an adjudicated rapist, and a man that can't blend his makeup, then I'm gonna have one beer today. La-di-da. Alright, that being said, so this video is going to be a series of videos that I'm gonna post about my ideals, my morals, my values, my point of view, my hopes and dreams, my admiration, my what I've been educated about, how I understand things, you know, the bullet points, the brass tacks, all of that. This is going to be a multitude of videos because I think it's long for one. This first video is going to be about local government. Local government. Okay? Local. What is local government? Now, I didn't go look this up before I made this video, but like most words in the English language, there is a Latin or Greek root to them. And, you know, you can... Excuse me. You're not going to drag me down the pathway. Excuse me. Sorry, he's being... God damn it. I think he sees a bird or something. Anyway. Local government, again. So there is a Latin or Greek root to it. I didn't look it up, but it's there. You can find it. It's not a conspiracy. It's not anything else. It's just the facts. I like facts. I like physical, tangible, understandable, readable truth. I like court documents are truth. But textbooks put out truth. Reputable news outlets put out truth. Honesty is sincerely the best policy. So yes, local government. Local government consists of 3 main bullet points. 3. You have and then there are others within it. You have others, right? I mean, it's a spectrum, but the three main ones are city government, your city council, your town committee, those types of things. Boards, and like I said, committees, and I can't think of the other name for it right now, but yeah. So don't think you're gonna do that. I was gonna eat there. So yeah, your local government. It is your main go-to for all things in your city, or your town, or your what have you. And so local governments, for instance, where I live in Ojai, California, your local government, your city government, consists of a city council and the accompanying agencies. Your parks department, your school board, your police department. In Ojai's case, we don't have a city police department, we have a county fire department. I'll get to that later. And you have, like I said, there's boards and committees. You have the Historical Preservation Board, you have the Parks Board, you have other boards and committees, ad hoc committees, that provide unbiased, factual, truthful information to the council, so the council can then vote on matters that are affecting the city. They also, because this is a main thing of mostly all governments, they also collect taxes. They levy taxes, collect revenue for the city. And so in Ojai's case, you have city taxes, you have, like the biggest tax payer to the city of Ojai would be the Ojai Valley Inn, the golf course. And so those monies, once collected, are taken to pay the council. Pays for things, like the minutia. It pays for things like the mortgage on the city hall, the utility bills for the city, the water, the power, the gas. And I'll get more into taxes too, but when it comes to taxes should be taxed. You should be taxed on a sliding scale, on a what do they call it? A curve. Graded on a curve, should be taxed on a curve. If you don't own land and you make an income under the poverty level, well, you should be taxed less. I know it's a hard concept for some to understand, right? And if you make more money, you make six figures, if you own a house, you're probably going to be taxed a little more. Now, you get into the weeds of it there because, so California has its Prop 13. And under Prop 13, if you're at a certain age and you own your house, you will only be taxed based on the, from what I understand it, based on the purchase price or the current value of it, as long as it's not more than what you paid for it. So that keeps the taxes relatively low for someone to, in their golden years, to retain their house. Now, it doesn't limit the taxes. You still pay taxes, and those taxes go to services. But, other people who have large estates and mansions and acreages, you will pay more money because you have more land, and there are more services to service those lands. the infrastructure, the water, the power, the gas. The fire department has to come protect your land in a fire. The police department has to come protect your land from criminals. We'll get into like the county and other things too. Yeah, so I feel that taxes should be based on what you earn. If you earn more money, you pay more taxes. If you earn less money, you pay less taxes. I don't know how else to explain it. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, right? And mind you, I'm dyslexic, so I jump around a lot when I talk about things. I didn't write up a script for this. I'm just going off the cuff here. But I needed to get some things out. I needed to help you understand where I'm coming from, why I'm coming from there, right? I've made my points clear about how I feel things should be. Like you should be allowed to have your viewpoints and such, regardless of what they are. Now, so the taxes, right? You paid taxes, you collect taxes. Where does this money go? What happens to the money? Well, you have city roads, you have city infrastructure, you have schools, libraries. Well, in the case of Ojai, the libraries are under the county jurisdiction, but that's, we'll get into that. But in most cities, you have city libraries, city schools, city police departments, city fire departments, city public health departments. Sometimes they have city hospitals. Sometimes cities own, other public areas, such as like the bike trail or hiking paths or whatever, So they take the taxes, they take the money, and they turn around, and they don't make a profit off of it, but they provide to the people that paid those taxes. Now, some cities, will use many different methods to make money. They will, for instance, put a bond on the ballot that the people vote for. School bond, parks bond, infrastructure bond, that then takes specific monies and is only used for those specific, excuse me with my glasses, specific things, right? Right? Are you following me here? I hope you are. Because I know I can be confusing sometimes. I'm trying to be as clear and concise as possible. Yes. So, those taxes. And these services, service the community, which the community paid these taxes for those services. Oh yeah, the money. So some cities, along with the bonds, they do, stock investing. They usually do a lot for pensions, They'll invest, they'll put some stocks behind it so the pensions kind of pay themselves. And the public workers who spent their whole life working for the city have then a pension that they can live off in their retirement years on top of their Social Security. Now, I won't have a pension when I retire because I've been self-employed or employed with businesses that just don't provide those things. And we'll get into that. Maybe another video about what I think businesses should and shouldn't provide for their employees. So, taxes. Then you have, so the city council that collects these taxes, they have open meetings. There's laws about that, state laws, about how the meeting has to be done. Open, well, most meetings use Robert's Rules of Order, but, they're supposed to be transparent. coherent, available for people to cooperate with. Like for instance, like during COVID, a lot of stuff went digital, went video, which I think is great. And now people can go and they can watch city council meetings on the video. They can post questions on the video, and they can then be answered in a way that is, helpful for those who maybe can't go to the meeting but want to be, and you should be, a part of your government. It's our government. And, cities sometimes make decisions about, things maybe, I don't agree with, things on sexual orientation, or I don't agree with things on reproductive stuff. Well, that's not your choice to make. You don't get to dictate whether someone has the option of choosing something or not. Okay, that's not how this works. You don't get to do that. Now, you can choose what you want to do, and the government can't stop you from doing that. Right? So if you don't want to have an abortion, you don't have to have an abortion. If you don't want to be part of public schools, you don't have to go to public schools. If you don't want to, drive on a private road, you can build your own drive on a public road, build your own private road. But you don't get to just, I'm going to opt out of this. I'm going to keep my money for myself, and I don't want, no. That's not how it works, dude. You receive services from the government, so the government has to pay. So you have to pay for those services, regardless if you think you don't have to or not. That's not how it works, fucker. I know it works for the rich people, but we'll get into that too. All right. So, long story short, that's kind of the gist from my viewpoint of kind of what government does. They vote on matters. Local government votes on matters. Local government oversees the city and what it does and how it does it, and makes sure, everything's running well, everything's paid for, water's running, electricity's running, gas is running, streets are paved, sidewalks are repaired, trees are cut, parks are open, they're clean, they're well groomed, they're taken for, the schools are yada, 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 right? But then when you step back and you move up to the higher level of government, a higher form of government, like what do you call it? City, state, county government. County is your government in between city and in between state. All those are below federal. So county government, they're the big boys. There's parks, for instance. There's a lot of county parks. Some of them are big, some of them are small. Some of them are campgrounds, some of them are just day-use parks. That all needs to be paid for. Electricity, water, infrastructure, roads, pathways, trees, landscaping, bathrooms, all those things. And then, county government has roads. County government has schools. County government has fire departments, police departments, such as your sheriff's department is county, not city. Like Ojai, for instance. So, like I said back before, Ojai, what Ojai does is because they're a small city, to save money, Ojai contracts out to the county to take care of services. Pays the county, in a sense. Instead of the city paying for everything, they pay a little bit less and get the county to do it. So like in Ojai, we have the county fire department. Like in Ojai, we have the... he's getting impatient. Like in Ojai, we have the, who's a good boy? Like in Ojai, we have the county fire department, the sheriff's department is the police department. And the library system is part of the county. A lot of the roads in Ojai are county roads. Ojai's main thoroughfare, the Highway 33, not only is it Ojai's main street, but it's also a city road, maintained and paid for by Caltrans. We'll get into that because that's a bigger one. And so counties do all kinds of other things. They provide a multitude of services, taxing services, housing. If you sell a house, they do they check it and make sure it's good. They do permits. A lot of times you have to get a permit for something. If you want to do some grading, if you want to remove some trees, if you want to put in infrastructure, the county provides you a permit with a fee to make sure what you're doing is in line with the rest of the existing infrastructure, so everything works well. Good boy. Yeah, so county. And within the county, what controls the county is what's called, in Ventura County anyway, is what's called the Board of Supervisors. And what it is, it's split up by population. Each district has more or less an equal or equivalent population in each one, and they try to make sure it's equal amongst poor and rich and black and white and gay and straight and all those things. So each district has an equal representation, and not one district is skewed towards the other or biased or what have you. My hair is really floofy today. Oh well. So, county government. And you elect, just like you do in the city. There is elections, and counties are the one that control the elections. Your taxes pay for the county elections division. And they put on the elections for the cities, for the school boards, for the water district, for the parks board, for all those things. And within city, state, and county, you have their each one has their own parks division. You have city parks, state parks, county parks, city schools, state schools, city fire departments, state fire departments, county fire departments, and all those need to get paid for. And they get paid for by, like I've said, through the taxation system that is not fair right now, but should be fair. You shouldn't be taxed more for something and less for, the taxes should be equal and fair based on your income, based on the property you own, based on, I even feel like it should be based on the services you use, but that's a different matter. And so, and counties there's a whole plethora of agencies and divisions of the county that provide services to you. If you hadn't never been to the county government center before in Ventura, I suggest you look it up. Check the Hall of Administration. There, at that place, you can go to a supervisor meeting. If you felt so inclined, you could maybe speak to your county supervisor. And on the second floor of the atrium are most of the public desks where you can then get your services rendered that you need, taxes, permits, whatever it is, I'm spacing on some of the stuff, but I feel like I've been clear enough on that, hopefully. Yeah, and so county is the big boys. Not the biggest boy, but the big boys. They do a lot. Your public works department, yeah, it's another one. Big public works is a big chunk of the county. It's a big chunk. They make the roads. They do the waterways. They do the flood control. They do the infrastructure. They do, like in Ventura County has its fire department, which is very big. And within the fire department, you have EMTs. And the county owns a hospital. There's a county hospital. There are county schools. The county schools are paid for by bonds. And, you just gotta, it's not Big Brother coming in to take your money from you and make sure you're not, oh, boo-hoo. No. These are services that you're using, regardless if you want to or not. You're usually driving on some sort of a road that is paid for by a city, state, or county. So you should be required to pay your fair share and shut the fuck up about it, basically. But yes, county government, and within the county government, then you have the judicial system, right? So there are the municipal courts and the other courts. I can't think of the other names of them, but that's run by the county. The other thing that's run by the county is your district attorney that pays for that. Public defenders pays for that. Victim services pays for that. County jail pays for that. Probation pays for that. So, and then in airports, county airports, that's infrastructure. So all these things are part of our government. Okay? I hope you're following. Hope you're following. Keep up. So, yeah. And so county is what in Ventura County, our county government pays for a lot of things. A lot. They pay for the police departments, which is basically the sheriff department. But the cities contract out to the sheriff's department for almost all but maybe 3 or 4 cities in the county. Ventura has a police department. Oxnard does. I think a couple others, but most of them it's all sheriff's department. Thousand Oaks, Simi Valley, Moore Park, Ventura. Ojai. And then the fire department. County fire department is almost in every city and unincorporated area. Oh, yeah, unincorporated. What unincorporated areas mean is those are areas that have, city-size people living in them, but they're not part of a city. Oh, they're not part of a city. They're not part of a city. Yeah. Yeah, so it's not part of us. Sit. Good. But they are under the jurisdiction of the county. Like, for instance, where I live in Ojai. I don't live in the city limits, but I do live in an unincorporated area. They have names, Miramonte, Miners Oaks, yada yada. And these are, for all intents and purposes, really part of the city, but they're just not. So, yeah. And those areas get serviced by the county and to an extent the state, but not the city. In my area I live, I do not have the option of going to my city council for things. I have to go to my county government. if I want something done out here. Roads are paved by the county government. Infrastructure done by the county government. Fire department, police force. I don't know. I feel like it's like I don't understand why I have to explain these things. Like, these things, to me, they seem simple. They seem logical. They seem like that's how the world. It's just. Why don't you understand it? You know, there is no deep state. There is no conspiracy. There is no nefarious. They're not. The schools are not taking children and cutting their penises off and making them gay. It's not something that happens. There is no pizza parlor with a basement of Democrats eating children and eating the pets and the cats and the dogs. So that's a bit of a tangent there, but you know. All right. So we did the state government, we did the city government, we did the county government, which I should probably go into it more, but it's so vast and so multifaceted that just know that it's a lot. There's a lot of services, a lot of things that you don't think about that are done every day are done by the county government. You know, reservoirs in most cases are controlled by the county. Like I said, the airports, like I said, the police departments, like I said, the fire departments, like I said, the roads, highways, and other infrastructure. County parks, the Ojai Valley Trail is part of the county park system. Right? All right. So, now we have the last of the four, I guess. Four. City, county, state, federal. So state government. This is the big boys. State government does all the shit that the city and the counties don't do. They do the big infrastructure projects, the big water projects, the big electrical projects. They own vast swaths of land, and they manage those things. There's state parks. There's lots of state other things that it's huge. It's giant. And no, our governor, his name is Gavin Newsom, not Newscum. And no, he's not the big bad boogeyman, you know, because you had your choice, you had your vote, you were able to make your decision, and it was counted legitimately and legally. And sorry, but Newsom won fair and square. And that's just how elections work. I wasn't happy necessarily when Schwarzenegger won, but Schwarzenegger wasn't that bad of a governor, really. I mean, he was married to a Kennedy cousin of a Kennedy, Shriver, but, you know, but California is not, you know, I'm fortunate to live in California because we're not like Oklahoma. You know, 50th in education, 49th in poverty, and all those other things. Well, we'll get into that, I guess, later. So, state government. State handles all the stuff. You know, the state elections office works in tandem with the county voter chief. What do you call it? The registrar of voters and county clerk and register of voters, I believe it is. So yeah, you know, they make sure each county counts their votes. Each county then sends their counted, validated, correctly tabulated votes to the state, and the state certifies them. Simple. Thank you. And they, you know, basically what the state kind of does, to boil it down, is they, come on, he sees a bird over there. The state basically makes sure everything is up to snuff. They do collect taxes also. They do provide services also. They do, like for instance, Highway Patrol is run by the state, California. In some states you call them state troopers. And that's a big one. Like I said, state parks. You have a state fire department, Cal Fire. You have, there's just so much, I could spend hours talking about all the different little government entities and other things that that one would encounter and know about. But so state collects taxes also. All of these things collect taxes. Through whether it be payroll, taxes you pay at the counter when you buy something. And and I gladly pay the taxes. I like having services. I like having, look at this nice clean road here. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, nice, pretty. I like having that. I like having clean sidewalks. I like having, and before you say, well, Gavin Newsom and the homeless people, you know why there's homeless people? You know what really caused the homeless thing? Was Governor Pete Wilson, a Republican, who decided to save us a whole lot of money, him and Reagan, decided to save us a whole lot of money. We're going to close the state mental hospitals. We're going to shut down the state-funded homeless services agencies and just put it on the counties. Like Ventura County has the human services agency that does the food stamps and stuff. And we're gonna throw it back, locally, right? But the local governments don't have the money to pay these things. The city of Los Angeles doesn't have the money or the resources to give out to fix these issues. And yes, you have private non-public partnerships. You have also just private entities like the Catholic Charities and what do you call it? The Army Corps of Salvation Army. These things are private. They receive money privately and they spend it privately. But they also, those private entities, if they're not a nonprofit, they will pay taxes also. And that's the other thing, is nonprofit. To be a 501c4, 501c3, a nonprofit, as they call them, you have to prove that the money you take in is then not turned into revenue, but spent back to provide services to the people. Yes, there will be some revenue. Yes, there will be some, you got to pay people to do this shit, but yeah. So state. Now federal government is the big boys. Yeah, federal government. They do the big shit. You have the court system in the federal government. You have the, social services system in the federal government. You have the healthcare services in the federal government. You have, federal parks and federal lands, like the National Park Service. You have just a plethora of different, agencies and entities, all those DOJ, FBI, all those things that provide services to people paid for by federal income taxes, Social Security, Medicaid, and in California, that's state equivalent, Medi-Cal. So You know, and the federal government is just so and you have the Army, the Navy, military. You have federal law enforcement, federal police department, federal. It's just so vast. I could make a whole video and just talking about federal government, but basically it's just like all the other three governments. They are people that are voted upon, or someone votes for them, and then they get appointed to, or what have you, to those boards and services and agencies and you know, the leader of the federal government, as we all know, is the president. The president does not make laws. The president is not a king. The president does not have the authorities you think the president does. Because when it comes to federal government, God, he's fucking pulling. When it comes to federal government, in our form of federal government, this republic we live in, this democracy, we have a system of checks and balances. Where and this is the same with other governments, a county and whatever. No, we're not going over there. So, in the federal government, you have three main branches. You have the judicial, the courts, the Supreme Court, for instance. You have the legislative, the Congress, the Senate, which, I mean, the House of Representatives isn't really much of a body anymore. They kind of ceded all their power to the president for some reason, which I think is antithetical to what the Constitution says, but you know, what are you going to do, I guess? I don't know. We'll fix it. But, and then you have, what was it? The legislative, judicial, and the executive, the president, and all those kinds of agencies that are involved with that. And those all get paid for again by taxes. And they don't do it, but I think they should. Oh, here, I like to stick my tongue at it every time I see a camera. Fuck you and your camera, dude. Like, you're that important? No, I don't think so. But, you know, federal government is important. When they pass laws, these laws are important. They affect people. And you can't just be nonchalant about these things. Like, if you want to bitch and complain about the government, then be part of it. I know I bitch and complain about things all the time, but I'm part of it. When I see an issue, I call my congressman, I call my senator and say, look, I saw this, I don't agree with it, you should vote no on it. I saw this, I agree with it, you should vote yes on it. And I do the same thing for county supervisors. And I still would call city council members, even though I'm not in a city council, we're in unincorporated areas, but I would still call them and say, look, I live within your region. Get the fuck over here. I live within your region and I don't agree with these decisions. You have the right to do that too. You have the freedom. You have the liberty to make your voice heard, to foster the kind of change you want to see. And I'm all for it. I am all for it. All for it. 100%. Like, yes. If you don't like something, if you don't want something, make your voice heard. Your opinion matters. Your government works for you. And I will fight for that. I want you. No. I think he sees a squirrel or something. Knock it off. Oh, it's just a big truck over there. Whatever. He's such a baby sometimes. But yeah, you know, I hope this video has been somewhat helpful in kind of understanding where I come from like a government standpoint, right? Because like I don't like these things. I don't like the fact that you think you are being stifled and your rights are being violated, because I know they're not. Just because someone is allowed to get married as a homosexual doesn't mean your marriage is any less valid. Just because they have DEI in the government making sure there's equality for African Americans and Mexicans and Asians and everyone else and homosexuals and stuff, that doesn't mean you're any less important as the rest of them. It's just your conservative ideologies are not good to people. You can't just not pay taxes. You can't just not be a douchebag, or you can't just be a douchebag. Like you gotta see the bigger picture of things and what they pay for. If you want those homeless people off the streets, taxes will fix that. If you want a better street, a nicer sidewalk, cleaner water, cleaner air, cleaner infrastructure, taxes. If you want more freedom, more liberty, more choices, taxes. And put a bullet point in that one right there. Because taxes, like I've said earlier in the video, taxes should be based off of your income and your economic standing. Are you wealthy? Do you make triple six-figure income? You should pay more taxes. Do you make below 6 figures and don't own property? You should pay less taxes. Your taxes should be based on your income and your economic standing. You know, like my father, who makes about 6 figures and owns a house, I feel like he gets taxed a lot more than what he should. But someone like Elon Musk or Peter Thiel, who make copious billions and billions and trillions of dollars, hardly get taxed at all. In some cases, they get money back from the government. And what the fuck? You would rather take your hard-earned tax money and give it to some wealthy person than have it pay for services that will benefit your life? And yes, I think instead of giving a tax cut to the wealthy, they should give a tax cut to you. They should give a tax cut to people like my father. They should give a tax cut to business owners, and not Walmart. They should give a tax cut to business owners based on what they provide to their employees. Do you provide health insurance? You get a tax cut. Do you provide paid time off, paid family leave, paid vacation? You get a tax cut. Do you pay a livable wage? You get a tax cut. That's how the taxation system should work. Taxation should be used to not force, but the word I'm looking for is, what do they call it? It's carrots and sticks. You know, taxation should be used to incentivize behaviors that are good. If you're going to provide low-wage jobs with no benefits and unreasonable hours, then you shouldn't get a tax cut. I don't know. This video, I wanted to keep it under an hour, so it's about 54 minutes. I'm kind of tired. I mean, I'm just tired of just tired of so much. You know? And yes, I had to put it in a water bottle because the sheriffs are around. You know, they fuck the sheriffs, dude. Fuck them. Hey, shut the fuck up. Shut. God damn it, dude. If you're barking at some fucking Karen, I'm gonna be so pissed. Oh, it's just a bird. It's just a fucking bird. God damn it, dude. Well, we're over in the Mirror Lake neighborhood. He likes to come around here and sniff. But it's really, the neighborhood's kind of weird. People are just weird around here. I don't know. Knock it off. All right, well, I'm going to stop it there because he's being a little dick face. Have a good day. Fuck Trump. Fuck fascism. God bless you. I love you.